You cannot sue UN. Laolu Akande checks Nigeria's Women Affairs Minister. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post hot juicy news updates, please click on the notification bell. Former presidential spokesperson Laolu Akande has waded in on the lawsuit statement threatened against the United Nations UN by Nigeria's Minister of Women Affairs Uju Kennedy Ohanenye. Akande clarified that the United Nations enjoys immunity from local jurisdiction and thus cannot be sued in the national court. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs had earlier in an address at a press conference in Abuja on Monday, October 16, 2023, threatened to sue the United Nations UN for allegedly mismanaging donor funds meant for Nigeria. Kennedy Ohanenye boasted that if the global body did not furnish her ministry with the necessary records of account of all the monies it allegedly sourced from donors in Nigeria's name on or before November 15, she would take legal action. From the 16th of October to November 15, if we do not get those reports for Nigerians to see, we are heading to the court. They have from the 16th October to November 8th, the minister has stated. But featuring on Channel's TV News documentary program State of the Polity on Tuesday morning, October 17, 2023, Akande, who formerly worked as a press officer at the United Nations headquarters, New York, United States, in 2002, and covered press briefings at the UN as well as other assignments for the UN's Department of Public Information, said the United Nations cannot be sued on the account of its immunities, most especially to the local jurisdictions. He thereby suggested that the authorities and government, if necessary, should start offering an orientation program or training for newly appointed officers. There is also a need for the authority to have some kind of training of brushing the people up. For instance, a minister said yesterday she was going to sue the United Nations. UN, Akande stated. First of all, the UN has immunity against local jurisdictions. It cannot be sued. And if you have a grudge as much as you expressed, why don't you go to the Foreign Affairs Minister or the Budget and Planning Minister or those ministries that deal with international agencies? Akande queried. Similarly, also speaking further on the need for the president to correct chaotic situations affecting his orders and smooth running of government, Akande wondered on whose authority the sacked Postmaster General went back to work at the weekend after a presidential statement had announced his removal while his successor was named. He said, then you have a situation of former NIPOS Postmaster General coming back after a presidential statement that there is a new guy, and you came back and made NIPOS to say that you have been reinstated. These are the chaotic situation that the president has to fix, Akande noted. Calling on the president to infuse the firepower to the civil service, Akande said there is quite a bit of chaos going on, and the president has to come in and rein in on this in a very firm way. This just has to stop. But thankfully, there was a report that the president has waded in and the person announced by the presidential statement has resumed. But there are quite a few chaotic kinds of stuff we have spoken about, and I think the president has to give authority to perhaps the chief of staff or the secretary of a government, SGF. Somebody needs to be able to rein in very strongly against this chaos, Akande said. The former presidential spokesperson, who noted that the president has enough constitutional powers to take action as the executive head of government or the executive matters, said he need not go for consultation with civil servants on who to appoint, as he made a case for the civil service reform, commenting on the drama that ensued at the Ministry of Works when the minister, a former governor, Dave Umahi, locked those who came late to work behind the gate. Well, on top of this matter, we all heard the news now where the minister of that particular minister came out and was threatening to sue UN. And I was like, sue UN? How? What did UN do? They will let, misappropriation of funds. They should come out and, give them a breakdown or whatever. All right. Then they have another sickening one that I'm hearing about the chairman of NIPOS, Sabi, coming in to to say that he has been reinstated. How now? How? How? Ha! You get as the matter be o. Alright, well, this particular issue, I behead it, and we have been asking questions about how, why, who. At the end of the day, alright, on this particular issue, let me say the truth on this particular issue. So this man don't come as I say, auntie, you know, go feed sue the UN, they get humanity. There is nothing you can do to sue them. You cannot sue the sueless. Just like you cannot shame the shameless. And that man who came in shamelessly, they don't tell you to make you carry your car, they go. You come as second, they announce to everybody, say, you don't make sense now. You don't make sense. So, but the real issue is that and they were telling the president to, needs to be able to rein in strongly. I think that is also very necessary. Nobody said the person will come, they overusing powers, but they're okay. Suppose happen. You understand? You're not supposed to leave things make it spoil before the thing will come start to the spoiler. All right. So the former presidential spokesperson, who noted that president has enough constitutional powers to take action as executive head of government on executive matters, said he need not go for consultation with civil servants who to appoint. Consultation. To me, why not? To me, it's to know who you want to appoint now. You don't just appoint anybody. Or better still, I'm of the opinion that if you're appointing people, fine. If you say you're not going to need to consult anybody, my own is you're going to make sure you bring in experts.